Welcome back to Coyote Classics. This morning we're going to be checking out and test driving this badass 1966 Mustang Coupe. Previous owner had this car for 8 years and spent a ton of money on it mechanically, just making this thing, making it sound like that and perform great. Under the hood is a 5-liter, 302 cubic inch engine out of like a Fox body Mustang.
Okay.
Built with MSD Fuel Injection.
Wow.
Really nice exhaust system.
Suspension's all updated too, right? You'll see all that stuff
Yep.
on our website. And make sure you look at the undercarriage on this one. It's kind of cold. I'm just going to let this run. I think they can still hear us fine. Power steering, Wilwood disc brakes, aluminum radiator, electric fan, serpentine belt system, fuel injection, and they went with the MSD, not the Phytech. It's just a way better system.
Champion radiator with electric fan, like Chad mentioned, front disc
even
brakes.
the heater fan. All that stuff was new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Spent a bunch of money. Building it, but yeah, like Chad said, undercarriage very nicely detailed, all painted red oxide primer, super clean. Just a great car, and I love this car because it's got a hell of a look, a great sound, performance, everything I want. But it's not perfect, you know, so you can drive it, enjoy it, not worry about,
it's not 60,000, right?
Correct.
Someone didn't do over-the-top paint job and stuff like that. It's a nice driver paint job, but an older restoration on the paint body.
Absolutely. Like you said, right here, paint looks awesome. We're gonna, as we go around it, we'll point out a couple chips and little things like that. But
just around the edges, you're gonna see a lot of little tiny chips. But as a driver, stand back 5 foot away, show quality look that way, local car show quality, but not a trailer queen.
I love the hood scoop and the Shelby stripes. The white with the blue is just iconic.
We don't usually get a ton of calls on, we sell a lot of coupes, but we've had so much interest in this coupe already, Dalton.
Yeah.
I love the Wilwoods, the front disc, drum on the rear. I love the wheel combination with it as well.
Hood lines up great there. You have a small scratch right here. You got a couple little bubbles right here in this door.
And like we said, it's not perfect, but you're not afraid to drive it though either. You know what I mean? Corner of the door is good here. Door jamb paint looks just as good as the outside. The interior and mechanics of this is just absolutely excellent.
Yeah, headliner is perfectly nice and tight. Back seat, front seats are all great. Looks like a newer carpet. Dash
digital
looks nice.
Gauges in there, but it looks like the factory bezel still.
Yep, with the digital gauges, upgraded radio.
I even like how
system.
they got the fuel injected thing all
the
set up in there with the stereo system.
Yep.
They left the original radio up in there too for looks.
Yeah, it does have a nice stereo system with the 2 kick panel speakers, and then you got a subwoofer in the back with amp.
Okay.
Up over the hood looks good. Rear quarter. It's good. You have some paint chipped right there. That's just paint chipped on that.
The undercarriage of this is all red oxy primer. Very, very nice. And look at that dual exhaust coming out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's stainless or what, but real nice dual exhaust, newer tank. Excellent undercarriage. But yeah, the guy spent a lot of money doing it.
How about the stance on it? I mean, it's got the perfect muscle car stance.
There's your sub amp.
Like I said, not perfect paint.
Yeah, it's got a great stance.
Super solid car.
It's one of the better looking coupes, I think. Got a small little paint chip here, and that's just rail dust there on that white.
Yeah, as far as the chrome around the windows and stuff, some of that's the original. Got some dings and some little Mars in that.
Door handles are original as well. Door really fits nice here. And some small paint chips.
The back of the hood lines up good on both sides, top of the fenders, top of the door. We got a few chips on that front fender down low.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah, a small little bubble there too.
Let's go ahead and drive it, should we?
We haven't got the door jambs here on this side though. It's a little work there in that corner of the door, but again, just a sweet, sweet car.
I'll be back. Brr. It is cold, isn't it?
It is cold.
Absolutely terrible. Let's go through kind of what works and what don't. Why my fingers try to warm up here. Wipers work good. And look at the gauges, and they part correctly too. Gas gauge works. Oil pressure is at 65 pounds here. Even the sound in the car, it just makes your blood boil a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a nice
rear view mirrors, nice and tight. Temp gauge works. We're running about 140 right now. Volt gauge is at 14 volts. It's got 418 miles on these new gauges, which tells me probably about 415 miles on like the restoration as far as like the mechanical stuff, right? I did it right. Heater fan, like I said, it's all brand new there. Original radio still intact. You got an aftermarket stereo system here. The idle just went down a little bit, which is great. It's your source.
Then we gotta go to a station here.
I'll let you do that. Maybe.
Maybe.
You'll get one. The antenna's not all the way up, so you'll get one.
Whatever.
You have it too.
I know, and then it's all screwed up. But anyway, you got a radio, a nice sound system.
You got a radio.
And it's got hookup for USB. And
it's got a speaker up top, stereo.
So you can play from your phone on it as well.
Here's your, always put it in the green dot too. That way you start out in first. Now, these MSD systems are always learning systems. So the more you drive it, the more it learns your atmosphere, how you drive, all that stuff. It's kind of cool.
Temperature.
You mentioned it really well though. The headliner, the seats, everything's crisp in the interior.
Yeah, got good power.
That's what you're buying here, guys. You're not buying a Trailer Queen paint, absolutely mint car. You are buying a badass muscle car with what, 15,000, 20,000, whatever spent on the mechanics, and a beautiful interior and a great looking car on the outside appearance with a super solid undercarriage. That's why we're so excited about this one.
100%.
Some we're excited because it's just over the top restored that you don't even want to drive.
These are my favorite kind of cars.
Yeah. These are just fun American muscle.
Yeah.
Again, it's 8 degrees this morning, but look at that response being kind of chilly yet, not really warmed up properly. Look how good it goes down the road. So if you're one of the 4 people looking at this car now, just from our pictures, you're gonna love it now after you see how it drives.
100%. Yeah, and the sound is sweet.
The speedometer works great.
55 mile an hour, nice and straight down the road. Front end's nice and tight.
Really, it's pretty airtight too.
Yeah.
At least on my side anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you always have a skosh wind noise in an old car, but not bad.
We're gonna go ahead and do a kind of a high-speed braking with that manual brakes with the disc. The steering is perfect. Doesn't need alignment, doesn't need anything that way. Here's your brakes.
Stop great.
Excellent. Yeah. Really nice full pedal there. We're gonna go through the gears for everybody. Just kind of, we dropped it down to first here.
Turn the heater fan off, that way we don't have to hear that.
You don't want to hear it.
Works good though.
It does. Does not have a tachometer. Kind of surprised me in these new gauges, but it doesn't have one in it. Seems like it's idling really nice.
Yeah.
Dropped down to probably, I'm guessing maybe 700-800 right now.
And I just love that, again, the scoop and the whole appearance of this car.
Whatever the exhaust is on this, I want to duplicate it for the next one. It looked nice.
I don't know, remember the brand, but
when
I looked underneath, it just looked like high-end stainless exhaust, nice mufflers. Yeah.
Great oil pressure. This 302's got 60 pounds just at basically at an idle here. Ready?
Yep. Puts you right back in the seat. Nice shift.
Get those RPMs up a little bit.
Sounds sweet. Nice shift.
How about that tranny? I mean, everything was the best of the best on the mechanics of this bad boy.
Yeah, he did a good job building it.
That was 80 mile an hour. With those big tires, the speedometer seemed like it was reading it a little slow maybe. That was like, said 75, I think we were doing over 80.
Yeah. Sweet car. Check it out on the site, coyoteclassics.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next test drive.